All right, everyone, here we go. It's an all signs reading. Doesn't matter what your sign is. It's straight up energy reading. It's the second half of March 2026. I got a pre-shuffle here. I asked the universe what it wants to tell you. I got communication here. This is just the surface energy. I've got somebody. It could be you. Roles can be reversed. It's just the surface energy. But I don't think it is, because in my weekly reading, you got the strength to look at things and see things and say things. And I'm not seeing a lot of strength here. I got a Queen of Swords. I got somebody who's got something to tell you, but they're very nervous to tell you. The Eight of Swords, they may have overthought it. They may have over-rehearsed it. We've seen that before, right? They have something that they think is going to, you might want to hear, you might want to know. It's important to them with the Knight of Swords. It's possible. You just make them nervous. They don't want to disappoint you. You're a big deal. You're a big wig. It's not. But because of the page, it feels like it's a child that wants to tell you something. It's not. It's a grown-up, and it's a soul connection. I mean, it could be a child. I don't know. It could be a child with a very old soul if it is. But, yeah, they're just nervous to tell you something. All right, let's go. There's a lot of nervous tension in the air. We're going to talk about it in the April write-up in my blog. It'll probably come up in some readings. It's not just about, right now, the world point, the 36-year cycle of the world point we talked about, and we're kind of in the new cycle now and all that. There's other big cycles happening. There's things happening right now that prophets have been talking about for ages, right? Including more recent prophets like Edgar Cayce and people like that all talk about this time that we're living in now. Right? The reason for it is, it's called a humanity cycle. Generally, I call it that. I don't know what, everybody's got kind of their own name for shit, but it's a humanity cycle. Humanity is in 2,000-year cycles. It's a 2,000-year cycle coming to a close, and it bleeds into a new one. That's a big deal. There's a lot going on. The last time this cycle, this big era, we'll call it, that we're in right now ended, the Romans crucified a carpenter. It was a long time. We put it that way if we want, It was a long time ago. So there's a lot. There's a crossroads that we're reaching in April that begins in April. It stretches pretty much right through the rest of this year, right up into early December. It's a crossroads energy. It's standing there. What you going to do? You're going to go that way, you're going to go that way. It's the precipice of a very, 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 very big point of no return. Okay? It's not going to come up in your astrology. It'll show up in your astrology, but it's a core energy cycle. It's huge. And it's why things are happening. I get so many people write in, ask me, Steve, why are things happening the way they are? Why is all this going on? Because it's a big deal. It's a huge cycle. It's coming to a close. It's huge. My apologies to Canada, by the way. God. All right, right here. Card before the cut. Why the fuck are we here? So I want you to know about this stuff. All right? It is. You could read the prophecies if you want, or you could just listen to an energy reader with a bunch of fucking notebooks who knows what the fuck's going on. It's crazy. It's crazy energy right now. But I've got the Page of Wands. That's why we're here. There's a lot of pages in the energy here. You've got somebody attached to you that's thinks of themselves as very big, that you make feel small. And when people with egos, narcissists, Burger Kings, got to have it their way, think that they feel big, right? And then someone makes them feel small, they tend to come at that person, or they crush that person with, again, crushing walnuts with dynamite instead of a fucking nutcracker, right? Overkill, a little bit. You got I get a nervous communication here. You got a chance at a new beginning with somebody if you don't make them feel too small. All right, now, this is the second half of March 2026. I'm not a time lord. This will probably stretch into a little bit of April. Again, you got crossroads going on all over the place. You got crossroads with individual people in your life. We got a crossroads as humanity as to which way we're going to go. Are we going to not care, or are we going to care? What's it going? Are we going to be selfish, or are we going to be giving? We're going to sacrifice, or are we going to not? In your life, though, you've got individual crossroads with individual people. This is one of those people. This is a high-level soulmate here if it's coming in. Okay? Let's go. Comes after the cut. The Hangman. See? Again, it's There's a chance for a new, I'll say it again. This is read with that Page of Wands, and it all ties to the pre-shuffle. There's a chance for a new beginning with someone. I don't know which one of your soul connections is coming in here. It feels fairly high level. I got a major arcana here, right? I got somebody who sees you as somebody to be nervous about, someone they don't want to disappoint. But I doubt they admit that outwardly. I think outwardly they're probably like Joe or Jane, cool, I don't give a fuck about Steve's viewer, you know, that kind of a thing. I think they probably do. They care a lot. This conversation will change your perspective on this person. You will see that you are bigger than this person. Try not to get holier than thou about that. I'm not too worried about that. You're a Steve Love Tarot viewer. You're not going to get holier than thou, right? You know, I mean, but everybody's equal. Everybody's the same. Don't go going down that road. But you will see that your perspective on this person will change. You'll see that you're the higher vibration. It'll be abundantly clear. Now, you can choose at that crossroads to crush this person, or you can do it properly and handle things properly, which, again, and I am injecting an opinion there. It would not be proper to crush this person. You would get energetic slap back for that. Again, that's what I call it. It's what the kids call karma. All right? You be careful about that. All right, let's go. Let's shuffle the deck. I'll be starting your April readings Sunday, a week from today, on Sunday the 22nd. I'll have the April write-up in the blog up sometime this week. Give it a read if you're interested in long cycles and crossroads and interesting things, right? And gorillas. I think I mentioned a gorilla somewhere on there. I'm not sure. But either way, give it a read if you want. All right, here we go. That blog is read by more people outside of Steve's Love Tarot than Steve's Love. It's really funny. The people that come in from the web, it's crazy. Steve Love Tarot viewers make up like 15% of the readers of that blog. It's wild. It's crazy. But anyway, I'll plug it anyway. All right, here we go. It's a general. I don't know why. I mean, I'm just writing it to help you. There's nothing in it for me. There's no ads on it or anything. I don't get anything from it other than I enjoy writing. So, you know. Knock yourself out. Read it, don't read it. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, or you found Steve's Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. Are you ready? Because this fucker's done shuffling. They come to you. Huh? They come to you. This is your energy. This is Empress energy. You're making somebody very, 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 very nervous. Now, a lot of people around you are going to be nervous. They're going to seem nervous. They're going to seem squirrely. You know why. It's not just about your energy, your output energy, okay? When big cycles, and there's a lot of cycles going on. We talked about the world point. I've told you a little bit about the 2,000-year humanity cycle, which is coming to a close, and that's been prophesized for a long time. I've been excited about living in this time, in part because of that. Then we've also got the energetic storm that comes around every 80 or 90 years this year. It's a fuck fest of huge cycles and storms and energies right now. It's an extraordinary time, okay? It's extraordinary. But those crossroads are very important. They're important in the world, yes. Oh, big time. But they're also important in your life, okay? There's going to be some people you're going to cut out, you know, in the coming months. And again, when we talk about months, and keep in mind that the universe doesn't have a calendar. Everything, energies all bleed together and all of that. We'll talk about that in my monthly write-up and in the monthly reading. But I want you to know here, somebody here is very, very drawn to you. Let's just keep it localized here. We'll get to cycles when we get to them. But somebody's very, very drawn to you. Look at that. Their perspective on you has changed too. Right? So I think somebody's having to admit that you're the bigger person, that you're the higher vibration, that you're right. I'm just riffing on the energy. Take it as it resonates. I don't know. But when I phrase it, having to admit, that's not something that the DMs in this cycle like to do. They don't like to have to admit. They don't even like to apologize. In fact, they usually don't. Mm-hmm. This cycle has more high-level narcissists, we could call it. You can call it malignant narcissists. You can call, I mean, there's all sorts of names for it. I think it has more disassociative narcissists than anything else, meaning they just disconnect completely from what it's just, I mean, it's literally somebody who doesn't care, someone who lacks empathy. And here you are with all this empathy. And you're making them feel and they don't like it. Can I just phrase it that way? Okay. All right, let's see where we go here. All right, let's pull a standard read here. Here's your the energy around your connection with this person. Here's the 3D energies around this person. Here's their soul. Here's the hidden energy message from the universe. The fickle old gal's got a lot to say. Red with the energy of your connection, and right here's the potential final outcome. I say potential because I cannot predict free will. Nobody can. And that's the beauty of it. That's why even with all the prophecies about this time and this soulmate cycle and all of it, you got to live it to see what happens, because it's all about free will. You can put the toilet paper tube in the hamster cage, but you don't know what the little guy's going to do, right? So you sit there and you watch. I mean, it's the same 1-to-1, I tell you. Anyway, I can't predict free will, but it's your potential final outcome. I'll clarify everything through some universe cards at the end, and you bet your sweet asses. I'm going to extend this one. 3 of Pentacles. It's an innocent enough card. Your connection is ready for a rebuild. I want you to think of a construction site. Not with all the trees and junk on it. It's been cleared. The hole's been dug for the foundation. It's ready to go. That's your connection. There's nothing built on it yet, but it's ready for building, okay? And the contractors are on the way. I mean, if they're anything, I mean, my dad was a contractor. If they're anything like his guys, they're going to be a little late. You know, they probably had a few too many beers with breakfast. So, you know, but either way, the contractors are on the way, you know. I tell you what. All right, right here. 3D energies around this person. 5 of Wands. Somebody's, how do I phrase this? Somebody's I probably put an edit there. My allergies are going crazy today. The pollen levels are like 10 out of 12, so it's nuts. So if you see me put the cards down and whatever, I'm just being honest with you. All right. Somebody here is agitated. They're tense. They might seem a little edgy in their life. It could be causing fights. It could cause conflict. I don't know. You know, it's nothing toward you. On the plus side, the energy isn't. This 5 of Wands isn't touching you. They're not in your head, in their head about you. Oh, they're in your head, but they're not in their head about you. Again, you're a job site ready to go. All the supplies are there. Everything's there. We're just waiting for Steve's dad's crew to stop their 6-beer breakfast and get the fuck over there. I mean, that's about it. Soul energy around this person. This person's soul energy. It bookends the 6-beer breakfast over here. 3 of Wands. So what did I just say? At the end of the day here, I'm 100% right. We're ready to go. 3 of Wands. Their soul is, the crew is on the way to start building. Okay? Plain and simple. Good. We'll find out more when we clarify. The energies around what the universe wants to tell you, the hidden energies. I've already slipped 3D a little bit because it feels less hocus-pocusy than what the universe gives us. Less 5D, a lot more 3D. So we'll see. We're talking about a job site here, so I don't know. 5 of Swords. You're inclined not to believe, not necessarily what I said, but that we can build, that you can build with this person on a solid foundation. Whoever this person is, you're skeptical that you can build here. Okay? In other words, my dad's crew shows up to the job site. Everything's there. The concrete's there. The everything. You know, the wood for the whatever. You know, it's all there. But they're like, I don't know. This doesn't look stable. This doesn't look whatever. Right? In their case, it's probably because they had too many beers before they got there. But in your case, you're sort of self-sabotaging this in advance before you get going. All right? Watch your batitude. All right? Have an attitude if you want, but make sure it doesn't drift into batitude about this. All right? I don't want you to be overly optimistic, but I don't want you to be negative either. Apparently, if you go negative, it creates, you got to, well, actually no, because this is a victory in its own way. If you go negative, you get a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you go positive, you get a self-fulfilling prophecy. You catch my drift? All right. It's better just to go neutral. Because a lot of people, well, actually nobody, is capable of the pure positivity required. The pure positivity required to flow things in that direction. All right, purely. You'll put one little drop of crap in it, and it'll taint it just a little bit. It'll end up going negative. Negative energy is very heavy to our binary universe. It pulls. Right, I used to talk about a vat of chili, 5 quarts of delicious chili, putting it in front of Gordon Ramsay. Right, but if you drop one drop of Windex in one little drop in 5 quarts of chili, the whole thing is going to taste a little. What is that? Is that window cleaner? Right, you're gonna taste something. Right. At the end of the day, that's what happens. So I would go neutral with that if I were you. Be careful about, tainting this or self-sabotaging it in advance. Well, you can build here. It's very clear within the energy. Again, you see a lot of minor arcana here on the table. Never mind that. But you see a lot of minor arcana here. Right? You're better than that. Minor arcana here means you could fuck this whole thing up with your free will. All right, and I even said 3D energy, Freudian slipped it before I pulled this, and I didn't pull a major arcana here from the universe. Usually the message from the universe, you get some kind of major arcana or some sort of court card. Now I got this fucker, right? So be careful. Potential final outcome for you, the whole table's minor arcana. 3 swords reversed, and it came out that way. 3 swords reversed. This person's strife can work to your advantage. We're pulling 3 swords out. You got a chance to fix something here. All right? Where it goes is up to you. But ultimately here in the second half of March, which again can bleed into the early part of April. I'm not a time lord. It might be May for you, depending on how fast you're moving on your timeline. But the opportunity that's provided for you, the potential victory, potential with all this minor arcana, you could fuck this up. Careful. All right. Oh, I'm capable of pure positivity, Steve. No, you're not. I promise you, even a Tibetan monk would tell you you're not. That's not going to happen. All right. Always put a little bit of something in there. It's better to be safe than sorry. All right. You're not some kind of positivity superhero. All right. Take it easy. If nothing else, your subconscious will put the negative there, and you won't be able to stop that. All right. Yeah, the universe reads that too. Sorry to tell you. In fact, it reads it more. Actually, it reads it a lot more than your conscious, than your just brain ego energy. Anyway, do what you want. That's the advice. The 3 of Swords reversed. The opportunity is within the energy, at the very least, for you to pull 3 swords out, for you to feel better about this person. I think part of it comes from you seeing how rattled, because these 2 are red together, how rattled they are in front of you. Yeah, they are kind of in awe of you, I won't lie. A little bit. All right, let's go. Let's see. They're a little, shall we say, anxious, worried, nervous. Multiple birds in the air, nervous to talk. All right, 9 swords randomly at the bottom. Well, let's clarify the 3 of Pentacles. So let's do it. Let's take a look at the job site. All right, let's see. Because you're like, I don't know. I don't know if we could build here. I don't know. Well, all the stuff's here. The hole is dug. Yeah, but stop it. All right, don't go that way, and don't go the other way. Oh, this is a terrific site. Oh, my God, it's fantastic. We could totally do this. Stop that. Don't go that way either. Just be cool. All right? The self-fulfilling prophecy works both ways. It can go either way. It's up to you. All right? Be realistic is your best bet. When I say neutral, I mean be realistic. Sort of like what you're looking for in people. You're not looking for somebody who's too negative or too positive. Something equal and opposite reaction about each of those, right? You're looking for people that are fairly level, fairly even, fairly, it is what it is. My dad's crew was pretty cool. They were all pretty cool guys. 6 beers for breakfast, but they were pretty cool. It's all right. One of them learned the hard way. I remember that weed and skill saws do not go together. Okay, one of them learned the hard way there for sure. But, people learn hard lessons sometimes. It's 3 of Pentacles. Why is that here? Let's see where we're at. 8 of Wands. They're coming. It's again, what did I say? I said they're probably late. They're on the way. They got 6 beer breakfast. They're coming. It's forward movement. You can have it, right? You want it, you got it. Toyota, right here. There it is. You can have it. Here we go. The environmental energy around this is a talk is about to happen. Very close. We're right on the precipice. Right? You like that? There you go. All right. These two are read together. That's why I picked this up. Now, this energy also flows into here. So somebody might be picking fights to get out. Somebody might be very anxious. They're very in their head about you. They really are. What's on top? The Page of Pentacles. Okay. More pages. Why is that here? There are more children here. I got a child here, and a child's children here, and a questionable man. Again, we just have a loop. That's all. 3 of Pentacles. No, we can build here. The universe is like we can. All right. You got to. I don't know if it's you or if it's them. I think it's you with this Page of Pentacles. Think about what you're going to say before you say it. Listen to what the other person is saying. But at least run it through a filter before it comes out. This is someone who's very, very nervous about every word they speak. Now, it could be both of you. It could apply either way. I can't tell which is which. It probably applies to both of you because I got 2 children here. But I think you're the higher vibration person. It's probably more likely the words coming out of your mouth are more thoughtful, right? Probably just a little bit. Somebody here is way too combative. And it's not like a 7 of Wands kind of thing where they're defensive. It's just it's what I said a little bit in the pre-shuffle. They over-rehearsed a little bit, which is always a bad thing to do. Because when you over-rehearse, you think you've accounted for everything, right? But you really haven't. Just do the best you can. 5 of Wands. Why is it here? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about 5 Wands. What do we get? Page of Wands. Again, pages, pages, pages. This is the 3D energy around this person. Somebody's behaving like a child in their life. Somebody's behaving, or you make them feel like a child. I don't know. I think you make this person feel small, but I don't think I don't think any of this is about you. I said earlier, I think I did, unless I dreamt it. I'm not really here when I'm pulling these readings, so I don't fucking know. But I don't think this 5 of Wands touches you. I think I said that. So I think in their life, they're just saying shit. They're trying to pick fights. I believe it. I believe it. The goal, there's a strong pull here. There's a strong pull towards you. These are rinky-dink energies on the table. Even the court cards that have come out are pages. This is big. This is you. It's huge. And underneath you is a hangman. So, I mean, you're like the major arcana person here, which is probably why you got this in your advice. What's on top? The Queen of Wands. Again, not a page, a court card, but a very superficial one, right? Someone's not thinking before they're speaking. Okay? Someone's not thinking before they're speaking. Well, I'll just say it. It's short-sightedness, right? You can't just say things. Why is that here? 2 of Swords. It's always a court card with a rinky-dink fucking minor arcana. That seems the way it flows. It'll probably change up here a little bit, but if it doesn't, it wouldn't surprise me. Somebody's not thinking about what they're saying and confused, and as they're saying it, they're confused while they're saying it. Or they've thought about something so much they're confused about it. Somebody's talking nonsense. Okay? Can I just put it in their life? Somebody's talking nonsense. Now, this could mean also they're talking nonsense to you, which is why you need to think about everything you say. I would give you the advice just based on the energy that's here. You're about to have communication with somebody. I would pick your battles with that person. The goal is to remove 3 swords from you. Okay? Notice I said from you. I didn't say from them. The goal is to remove 3 swords from you. Keep that goal in mind. They'll probably say some things that you'd like to come back at them and go, you fuck, what? Did you even think about what you said before you just said that? Right? Just shh, shh, shh. As you listen to them, you'll learn things. And it'll teach you how to respond. That's all. Plain and simple. Your goal, one step, we're working with 1 step at a time energy here. The first step is to remove the 3 swords. Worry about what happens and what comes after that in later reads, in later things. We got Mars moving into fucking Aries pretty soon. I mean, we got some shit. All right, I'm telling you. When you read my April write-up, you'll know there's some shit. All right, here we go. Three of Wands. Let's go. The crew is on the way. Okay. All right. Why's the Three of Wands here? Tell me about it. Tell me about the Three of Wands. Okay. Wow. What is with this reading, right? Holy crap. Oh. You know, Five of Swords, which this card leads to the Five of Swords. I can't hear. This is why you got this. This is why you got this warning. I know somebody probably thought, well, I'm not fucking stupid, Steve. I'm not going to self-sabotage. Just think, right, you're getting this because somebody else is self-sabotaging. So you got to counter it. You're going to have to counter it, right? Just like if my dad's crew pulled up and he had a couple of guys who were like, I don't want to build here. This isn't good. Well, we're going to go ahead and build anyway. If you two fuckers want to get paid, you can come join us. If not, go, have a seat over in the corner without pay. Right, a bit of that. This person here, again, they're very, very, their attitude is defeatist. And I think you need to keep that in mind because you don't want to double that. You need to counter that if you want success here. Right? And again, it ties a lot to what I was talking about a bit ago on that Page of Pentacles. What's on top? The Four of Swords. And why is that here? The King of Swords. Finally, something I can sink my teeth into. The King of Swords. Truth. We talked about a little bit about truth in the weekly reading the other day. It's coming up. It's becoming a theme again. Truth. Truth is never popular. It's not. It absolutely isn't. You know, Jay Leno once said that, and it's a quote, you can look at it, that, you know, you don't get canceled for saying popular things. You get canceled for saying the truth. You know, that's the bottom line. It's not popular. There's a lot of truths that are hitting a lot of people right now that aren't popular. They're not liking it. It means that past decisions were wrong. We have to look at the map and see where we went. Oh my God, we turned left when we should have turned right way back here. Oh shit, it's going to take 3 tanks of gas just to get back there. Right? I mean, it is what it is. Somebody here is... Something you said rang true. I'm going to say it that way. It may or may not be that for you. Maybe something somebody else said. I don't know. There's some truth that touched their soul and triggered some healing. And that's why all of this is happening. That's why the Five Wands is here, because this flows over. The 5D flows to the 3D. That's the primary flow. And that's why this flows over here. And that's why it's 5 Wands and they're all crazy town. And the thing is, here's the thing. Normally, in the energy, especially while Jupiter was retrograde, right? Remember, we're post-Jupiter retrograde now. Consequences come, right? While Jupiter was retrograde, it was easy to not believe this. Oh, I don't believe that. Well, I just don't believe it. That's not true, right? Now, it's not so easy. What I was going to say is this person, whatever this truth is that somebody said to them, probably about your connection or whatever, they actually believe it. And it's triggered some healing, which is again making them nervous. It's a similar feeling you get with all of these big energies around. The world point energy, a 2,000-year humanity cycle, and a fucking energetic storm that only comes around once every 80 or 90 years, and about 50 other medium-sized core energy cycles that are coming in and out on a weekly to once every 2-week basis. So, whoa. Not to mention, we got Uranus moving back into Gemini, which, you know, I made a point to write about quite a bit. It's actually going to be linked in my April write-up. So I can dig this. So they're believing a truth they wouldn't normally believe. It's similar to what I told you in the weekly reading where you guys came up in position 11. Right? I think you had the strength card, didn't you? And I said you got the strength to believe things that would normally scare you. Well, so do they. Okay? And it's rattling them. You get an opportunity here if you play your cards right and you take the energetic advice of don't join them in the 5 of Swords. We don't need 2 people in 5 Swords. right? If you take the advice that was given to you here, you got a chance to pull 3 swords out of you. I'm not sure if it comes out of them or not. We'll have to wait and see where that goes. Hold on a minute. Damn allergies. All right, here we go. I hope I edit that part out from earlier. If I forget, I don't have any helpers today, so it's just me. If I don't edit that part out, it's just a couple of sneezes, you'll live. All right? It's the sniffles. All right, here we go. Here we go with the 5 of Swords. Let's see where we're at. I think I'll remember to edit it. Here we go. I don't really care. We all sneeze. It's good to take it off video, especially if you watch with headphones. It's like when people eat on TV. It bothers me. I don't know why we have to see people eat on TV shows. I mean, we know they eat. And we also know they shit. We don't hear them shitting, right? You got the headphones, right? I got these nice Sennheiser headphones that I watch TV on sometimes, the noise canceling. You hear everything. All I hear is the most disgusting chewing. So I like to edit stuff out that I think I like to consider my headphone watchers, edit stuff like that out. Anyway, I mean, my God, why don't we start doing the bathroom noises? I don't want to give Hollywood any ideas, Last thing I need to hear through the Sennheisers is bowl farts. I mean, Here we go. Here we go with the 5 of Swords. Let's see where we're at. Tell me about it. What do you want to tell my people? 9 of Cups. It's a good card, but I don't like the energy. Why? It's too much work to get it. It's a lot of you're negative. This is a message for you. The universe says you might go negative on this, which would be bad, but you might go negative because it's going to seem like a slog to you to get this person to see your point of view. So I'm going to give you a piece of advice. Don't get this person to see your point of view. Never get anybody to try to see your point of view. Okay? I have a point of view here with this channel and what I write in the blog. I don't give a shit if anybody sees it or not. I don't care. I gotta give the point of view. Otherwise, it's just dead air, isn't it? Right? Or a blank page in writing. You don't have to get this person to see your point of view. They already see it. They're just going to argue it to death. Don't. The thing about you're the truth side. The thing about the truth, okay, is it's true. It doesn't change, right? It's like what Judge Judy always says. You don't have to think about the truth. Lies bend and change and conveniently sort of weave around things as necessary. You can't do that with the actual truth. It's constant. And that's what bothers lower vibrational people out in societal energies and here in the soulmate cycle. But it's also what rattles your person. All right? Don't try. It's not a slog. They already, as long as you know in advance, they already get it. They already know. Whatever it is they're supposed to know. All right? They already know that it's their fault that there's 3 swords in you, and they already know it's their job to pull them out. Okay? And they're going to have to say the right thing to do it. My guess is they say the wrong thing. But you'll be able to read between the lines and get the right thing, maybe. I don't know. Let's see where we go. What's on top? 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, see, again. It's read with the Page of Pentacles. It's what I said already. Right? I read the energy first, then I throw the cards. I said, hold back. Listen. You'll learn a lot from listening to, and when you listen, don't listen and think about what you're going to say. Just shh. Just listen to what they're saying. And then, when they're done, consider what you're going to say. This is a holding back energy. Be miserly with your words. Okay? All right. Be wise. The universe is giving you a very wise strategy here. It's what I do all the time. It's how I don't argue with people about anything. I let people believe what they want to believe. I will plant a seed. I will say something that's true. I know that the seed gets planted because truth seeds always get planted. If they react violently towards what I said, I know I hit a nerve. Good. And then I just shut up. I just keep my mouth shut from there. I'm not going to get in a shouting match with somebody about, I think it's this. Well, I think it's that. Well, I think it's, well, okay, fine. You think whatever you want. That's sort of the be miserly with your words. All right. What's red with the Four of Pentacles? The moon. There's a hidden opportunity here. Look, you'll be hard-pressed to see it in the beginning stages. Look, I'm going to give it to you this way. My dad's crew again, right? They pull up to the job site. I don't know. I don't see it, right? There's a reason my dad was the contractor and master carpenter and the other people were the workers, right? The master carpenter, the contractor, the architect even can see, things that other people can't. This is in the beginning stages. It's going to be hard to tell, but there's a lot of love here. There's something very big growing. You'll feel that. That's my Queen of Cups underwater, the redhead. You'll feel that there's something very big growing and brewing here. Believe that, okay? Let that be your motivation. That you can see the completed house, the completed structure, the completed whatever, right? That's your motivation for keeping going. The other people, the other person who's a naysayer, I don't know if we can, whatever, but, well, if you don't know, then why are you showing up? But whatever the case is, anybody, any other negative energy that might come into your mind, look at the big picture. The only way this gets screwed up is through short-sightedness. One side is already being short-sighted. We saw it here, right? Don't join them. The universe has given you the opportunity to take the long view because it's showing you the long view. That's a Queen of Cups underwater. You won't see it, but you'll know it's there. Well, of course you will. You're the Empress. You can feel shit other people can't feel. You can see things other people can't see. You can spot patterns other people can't spot. Welcome to my world. People get really freaked out about some of this shit. I mean, I've been spotting patterns my whole life. It's one of my superpowers. It rattles people. I will tell you from experience, they don't like it. Why? Because most people can't spot patterns to save their fucking life. Even in their own day-to-day lives, they don't spot their own patterns. You have the ability to do that. And I think you're starting to. If you haven't yet, you're starting to. It's cool. So good. You have an inner knowing here. All right. It's this new beginning with you and this person is going to make them feel uneasy, though. It's going to bring out a lot of fear. I got 2 cards of fear here on top, and the universe is begging you basically not to add to it. All right? Yep. Just slow and steady wins the race. All right? But don't add to any negativity. There's already enough from the other side, from a truth they don't want to hear and short-sightedness. Okay? Now, final outcome for you. 3 swords reversed. The universe basically saying here, the energy is saying you get an opportunity to pull 3 swords out of you. I think you do it for a comment. I don't know if it's anything this person says that causes the 3 swords to come out. I think it has a lot to do with what I talked about here around this card, right? Something you feel, something you realize. Is what it is. Let's see. 3 swords reversed. I like that it's reversed. I would not have liked it, and it's very rare that a card comes out of the animal deck reversed. You know that, right? I'm very careful to put them back. We very rarely get something like that, and it did come out that way. I'll read reversals, and sometimes I'll flip them in front of you, but that one came out of the deck that way. So it's a very strong opportunity. It's a good opportunity for you. Why is the 3 swords here? What's the final on this? What do we get? Come on, let's go. It's crossed by the Queen of Swords. Yeah, the King and Queen of Swords in close proximity battle. The soul energy here, their soul energy is in close proximity to your final outcome. It's a soul connection. So, yeah, this truth, they're combative about it. They might even, I believe it, pick a fight with you over this truth, It could be a truth somebody told them about your connection, about you, from somebody else, or something you said. Whatever it is, they're going to want to fight about it. I just told you. And you can see a picture right here. There you are with your fancy sandals. You got them on sale. Good for you. Right? Good for you. You got the sword in the sheath. You're sitting down and you're what? You're listening. You're contemplating. Take a look. There's your picture. It's everything I said around this. You are higher vibration than this person. That'll drive them crazy. Nothing drives somebody who wants to pick a fight crazy than you not engaging. Than you being the bigger person. Because they already feel small. That's why they want to argue with you. You make them feel small by just being big. Still. Right? They're trying to bring you down to their level. when you don't go, they just feel even smaller. So again, I think it's not so much what's said here, it's how it plays out. And the universe gave you the answer to playing your cards right, and I just showed you a picture of it. So what's on top? Yeah, see what I'm saying? Look, it's victory. Look. You know what? I wonder if those, I'm not a fashion guy, but wouldn't those go with that a little bit? I don't know. I'm just saying, victory. You get a huge opportunity here to pull 3 swords out. Interesting. You win here because no matter what it's read with the Queen of Wands, but it's read with an attraction aspect. And I have that here. This is attraction, right? How do I phrase this? I want to get it right. I have to translate feelings into words, so give me a moment. You win here not by what this person says, but by the sheer fact that no matter what they say, if they come at you with you're an asshole, I hate you, I hate your fucking sandals and your fucking miniskirt, I hate you, right? They come at you and they're going crazy, right? Just nutso. 5 wands all over you. It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, they are severely attracted to you. So, and it doesn't matter. This could be a family member or a friend that you have a soul connection with. It doesn't have to be that kind of attraction. It could be just somebody who knows that they need you. For whatever reason, your energy benefits them. Can I put it that way? We'll put some hocus pocus on it. Your energy is a vitamin they need. All right? We can put it that way. But for a lot of you, this is a love connection, a love soulmate. And at the end of the day, they're hot for you. So, they can say whatever. That's why it's a 5 of Wands here. It's nonsense. 5 of Wands is nonsense. It's the weakest energy as it reflects back to me with these cards as mediums. Why is the 6 of Wands here? The 7 swords. Right? Again, this is read with the 2 of swords. Somebody here is, even if you get a victory, somebody will deny it. Somebody will try to take it away from you. It can't. It's not going to happen. All right? What's the bridge? I want to read this 7 swords in relation to you. That's in relation to them, but it's your final outcome. So I need a bridge here. Yeah, the 7 pentacles. Part of the victory for you is that you were brave enough to not just ignore this, you were brave enough to try to fix the 3 swords. You're brave enough to remove the 3 swords. Maybe you removed the 3 swords yourself. I'm not sure. But there's something about you not running. Something about what happens here surprises you, which implies that something happens that you would normally run away from. Okay? I don't know what, but within the energy, you have a lot of strength here, and we saw it in a recent weekly reading, which I believe was yesterday. So that said, part of your victory here is you kind of surprise yourself. Maybe that's what you're thinking about here a little bit. You know what? They said all these things to me, and I didn't run away. I didn't react. I didn't run and cry in the corner, right? I didn't become 8 swords. I stayed this energy. That, sometimes when we find out what we're made of, that is something pretty powerful. So again, this could be a runner, a love connection, an ex. This could be a family member or a friend that you have. It is a high-level connection, though. I feel like it is. I feel like they're the emperor to your empress. All right? Let's see what else the universe wants to tell you. Anything? Anything at all? What do we get? Let's see. 3 cards from the bottom and a crossing card. What else you want to tell my people? Let's see where we're at. Okay. Let's see. We'll go pull some wicked voodoo on this. I don't have a devil on the table. I'm not sure I'm going to get one here. There's the emperor to your empress, like I said. How about that? There's the magician. Now, I didn't think we'd get a devil. I don't have a devil. I got a tower and a hierophant. That's not a devil. That's an angel energy. I got the tower and the hierophant crossing the emperor. These are read center, left, right. It's kind of a separate message from this reading. I mean, as the reading goes, it's what I said. They're the emperor to your empress. There's a lot of love here. You're going to have to tap it nice and slow, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. But there's a whole keg of it, so knock yourself out. But as a separate message, whatever is happening right now, if there was something keeping you apart, a belief, a marriage, a relationship that they're in with someone else, their job, something like that, something that is an issue of some kind. The energy of right now, these cycles changing, are crashing something very long term. Something that's been very long term in this person's life is going bye-bye. That's the long term. That's the bye-bye. That's the bye-bye. It's allowing them, it's a bit of a serendipitous thing for you. Okay? Something's happening in their life that's allowing for you two to come together. They are still who they are. That Queen of Cups is still underwater. The whole reading applies. But as a message for you, this person's life is kind of falling apart a little bit. And I believe it has a lot to do with whatever this truth is, wherever it came from. I highly doubt they realized it themselves. Okay? I'm not going to give them that much credit. I think it came from another person. If they did realize it themselves, it came from something they saw in a movie or on a billboard. It came from the universe, meaning it was put before them. All right? But it probably came from you, all right, for most of you. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you want the extended, there's a couple of links at the top of the description. I'm going to pull on your connection. You're the Emperor and Empress. I do want to figure out what this truth is, and I do want to understand what this person's afraid of in regards to you, of course. All right, that's your reading. Good luck.